What's up everybody, welcome back to our channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 best restaurants in Florida. Season is right around the corner and a lot of people are heading back to Florida very soon. And we're going to be telling you what the best places in Florida are, restaurants that you definitely need to check out. With season right around the corner, a lot of you are heading back to Florida soon, and these restaurants that I'm going to recommend to you are absolutely the cream of the crop when it comes to dining out in the beautiful state of Florida. We've gone to thousands of restaurants in the state of Florida and spent a crap load of money to bring you this list, so the least you could do is hit the like button. So after much research in the state of Florida, I'm going to be bringing you 10 restaurants that you definitely need to check out. These are 10 restaurants that represents the state's cuisine, its vibe, and its culinary distinctive flavors. Iconic places with incredible fanfare. These are the places that people in Florida are going to be talking about if they discover the real best restaurants in Florida. The number one position goes to Brocato's Sandwich Shop in Tampa, Florida. Cuban sandwiches are pretty much what Florida is known for, and the city of Tampa is where it originated. Not only does Brocato's have one of the most iconic Cuban sandwiches in Tampa, Florida, it's where the locals go to eat. They're also known for their famous papas rellenas or stuffed potatoes, a staple of authentic Cuban cuisine. Tampa merges the Cuban cuisine with the Italian cuisine, giving birth to one of the sickest collaborations in the food world, period. Italian-American and Cuban-American, that is Brocato's. A staple for the locals and a definite surprise for the visitor. This is one of the most iconic restaurants in the state of Florida. A lot of restaurants have a lot of acclaim for their sandwiches and their Cuban food or their Cuban sandwiches. However, a lot of them fall short to the real expectations of somebody well versed in cuisine like me. So next time you are in the Tampa area and you want to get some real authentic Cuban sandwiches, consider Brocato's, because some of the places I've heard recommended, like Colombia for example, were definitely below my expectations. Now the Cuban sandwich originated in Tampa, Florida. It is called the Cuban sandwich because of the Cuban bread, but it's really more of an Italian-American sandwich. What is certain is that the sandwich would have originated in Tampa, Florida, and not in Cuba, because the ingredients used in the Cuban sandwich are not common in Cuba, and a Cuban would have a Cuban steak sandwich, not a ham sandwich. Number 2 is Cuba Lives. In the city of Hialeah, a suburb of Miami, is one of the most incredible buffets you're going to find in the United States. Don't think because it's a buffet that things are just thrown on the table here. Every single item will give you the opportunity to try Cuban cuisine at its finest. So if you've never been to a Cuban restaurant and you just don't know what to order, let your eyes pick at one of the most incredible buffets you're going to find. With authentic Cuban flavors, the Cuban buffet has become a staple of Miami food. And at Cuba Lives, you'll find an incredible selection of authentic food. Combine that with upbeat and festive vibes, you're sure to have a good time. Number 3 is the Der Dutchman in Sarasota, Florida. This is without a doubt one of the most iconic restaurants in the entire state of Florida. And while the food doesn't look incredibly appealing to the eye, it looks very simple as appropriate for the Amish culture. It's the flavors and the taste of the food that is incredible. The restaurant is modest, has a very large dining hall because it is a very popular destination in Sarasota. So if you find yourself in the Sarasota area and want to try some incredible Amish cuisine, I definitely recommend this Amish restaurant in Sarasota. One of the best places in Florida, very iconic restaurant. Number 4 is Gondola's Grill in Lehigh Acres, Florida. This business started off as a food truck. The owner had the parking lot packed and eventually inevitably it was going to become a restaurant. Now that it has a full location, it is still packed. And if you're coming to this great Puerto Rican restaurant in Lehigh Acres, Florida, you're going to need to wait in line because it is always packed. The owner had a vision, a dream, he made it happen, and today he has the most poppin' restaurant in all of Southwest Florida. Despite its humble beginnings, the hard work and dedication of the owner and the amazement of the community at his food meant that whether it was a food truck or a restaurant, the community was going to support it. And to this day, if you're going to this restaurant, you may need to wait in line because it's always packed. An evening here is loud, fun, Latin music, incredible food. If you're in Southwest Florida, I definitely recommend this amazing restaurant. Number 5 is Del Carmen in Dadeville, Florida. Dadeville is a small town just north of Tampa near Interstate 75. Del Carmen's name has become notable in this region of Florida as one of the best restaurants in the state. With an incredible restaurant vibe, they also have a market next door. Incredible food. They're definitely one of the best Mexican restaurants in the state of Florida, if not the entire South. Anytime we're in this area of Florida, we make it a point to go back to one of our favorite restaurants. Number 6 is Copacabana Cuban Cuisine in Jupiter, Florida, known for having some of the most authentic Cuban food in Southeast Florida. Popular with the locals and tourists as well, giving people in the Palm Beach area a taste of some of the most authentic Cuban cuisine you will find. With 1 million Cubans living in the state of Florida, it's no surprise that the Cuban cuisine is an important aspect of the state's unique culinary identity. Some of the most authentic Cuban cuisine you're going to find if you really want to try the original. Number 7 is the Cattle Dog Coffee Roosters. You'll find these guys all over Citrus County, Florida, with the Inverness location rumored by the locals to be the best one. Wait, are they roasters or roosters? I'm not sure, but what I am sure is that they're one of the best restaurants in the entire state of Florida with an incredible coffee collection that will make sure you find some of the most exquisite coffee tastes you've ever had anywhere. Not only are they famous for their coffees, but also their breakfast items are incredible, and the restaurants have become a gathering place for the communities, having weekend car shows. Great place to make memories. I definitely recommend it if you find yourself in Citrus County. Number 8 is the Florida Cracker Kitchen, located in Brooksville, Florida. This iconic restaurant offers authentic Florida breakfast cuisine, and you're going to find it as one of the most iconic places in Florida. The locals love it, and so do the tourists, and it usually stays fairly busy. With great Florida breakfast items and a fun atmosphere, this is definitely one of those restaurants in Florida you definitely need to try. Make sure you have time in your schedule to check out the entire property as it's got some pretty unique things to see. Number 9 is Gatsby's Pizza. The owner, Greg, is one of the warmest people you're ever going to meet, always attentive to his customers, and his Ohio-based pizza has been a hit in the Naples and Bonita Springs area. However, despite his pizza being one of the most recognized in the entire area, health concerns and natural disasters have meant that they've had to relocate their business many times, and it's really been a struggle for the small business, but the community keeps coming back because of how good their food is. Between health concerns and other drama, it's been difficult for this pizza place to stay open. Some people rumoring that another large company stole their food's recipe and is now opening restaurants throughout Naples, but they are the original Gatsby's, and despite the fact there's ripoffs and health concerns and many challenges, they've remained strong, and every time you go there, you can expect a warm smile from Mr. Greg. As we know, the Ohio-Michigan rivalry is huge in sports, and this restaurant is a gathering place for sporting events. With the original location in North Naples off Wiggins Pass Road, it would remain completely a party madhouse during the games of rivalry between Michigan and Ohio. The restaurant has even gone as far as trying to bring back their original employees to make sure that they keep their restaurant exactly the way it was originally. It doesn't matter what happens, their food's amazing, and I definitely recommend it. When you see a business go through so much hardship and still keep going, they really deserve admiration. The last building they were in was also damaged by Hurricane Ian, and I think now they're in a new location. Number 10 is Swampy's Bar and Grill in Dunnellon, Florida, bringing amazing Cajun Florida food to you right on the edge of the Rainbow River, one of the most beautiful scenic restaurants in Florida. You enjoy some of the best flavors that Florida and Louisiana combined have to offer. They're known for their gator nuggets as well as having one of the best burgers in the state. During the wintertime, the restaurant stays busy with snowbirds who hear about its fame for their amazing food, incredible location, and fun atmosphere and vibes. This is definitely a place you should check out in this part of Florida near Ocala if you want to have a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed my list. Those are the top 10 best restaurants in the state of Florida for 2023, entering 2024. And as always, I would love to hear your opinions, as this list is really a subjective list. It's not like one place can be determined or ranked other than by personal opinion. But we have traveled the entire state of Florida and gone to thousands of restaurants throughout the entire state. And these are definitely the top 10 restaurants that I would recommend. With great food cities like Miami, Tampa, and Jacksonville, the state of Florida has its own cuisine, and it offers something difficult to find in much of the Deep South, which is diversity and different options for dining, as well as specific and regional distinctive cuisines. That is what makes Florida incredible. It's food, it's vibes, and of course, it's diversity that makes the state have some of the best food anywhere in the South.